Recording in progress.
Bring us back into open session, please. We are back in open session, and I hereby declare that during the closed executive session, the commission discussed only the matters listed in the agenda in that order. There were legal updates. No decisions were made.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to item eight. And unfinished new business and or action items. A, approval for Sunray Park.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Barry,
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Dustin Dix, Director of Racing, Sunland Park Racetrack and Casino. We're asking for some ratifications today. Number one is a ratification of approval to amend our 2024 stake schedule. We canceled the Winsham Lad and the Curabo Handicap. The Winsham Lad only had 5 entries with 3 different owners, and the Curabo only had 4 entries with 3 different owners. So we canceled those races due to lack of entries.
and that is 1. Oh, 2,
881.
881, and what about 882? I mean, it's
Not mine. That's the racing.
racing officials. Okay, I need a motion
So
to
move, Commissioner Smith.
ratify this.
Second, Buffington.
I got a motion, a second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, let's move on to 2.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the commission, Dustin Dix, Director of Racing, Sunland Park. We're requesting a ratification to amend our 2024 racing officials. Our track announcer, Eric Alwyn, had to go to the doctor on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, we brought in a young announcer named Dustin Dix, who never claimed to be an announcer, but I was just trying to step in. And on Sunday, on the day after, we brought in Jim Collins from Tucson. So we're asking for ratification of that approval.
And need a motion to ratify that?
So move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Go on to number 3.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. We're Sunland Parks requesting a ratification to amend our 2024 post times and wagering format. And this was for 10 races for the New Mexican Spring Trials on March 16th and 12 trials on the West Texas Futurity Trials on March 17th. So we had additional races, and that changed our wagering format and post time schedule for those days as submitted.
Need a motion?
So move, Commissioner Smith.
Need a second?
Second, Buffington.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and look forward to seeing you at the April meeting, and we'll have a kind of an update on our racing season at the April meeting.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Move on to B. Approvals for Sunray Park.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman,
Good afternoon, sir.
members, Director Drayo. Sunray Park respectfully requests approval to amend our 2024 racing officials and the couple that dropped out. We had to replace them.
What did you replace them with?
We, in particular, we got George Schreiber, that we're going to use in the racing office. She's been also the entry clerk. And we had to do some pulling of a test bar coordinator. We coordinated with Dr. O'Sullivan, and we got a young lady named Bilim, and also a ballot.
They all licensed and everything when they go?
They will be, right now, they sure will be.
They'll be okay.
We'll make sure.
Okay. I need approval. I need a motion.
So move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You got it. You came all the way down there for that.
It's a lovely place to be.
That's a long way to come, but. Oh, gee. Approval for, Zia Park, C.
Chairman, Commissioners, Chris McErlane, Penn Entertainment representing Zia Park. Zia Park's asking for approval of its nomination forms for the 2024 New Mexico Classic Derby and Futurity.
Okay. So move, Commissioner Smith.
Motions? Second,
Second, Buffington.
got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That's it. One thing, Chris, were any changes other than the dates?
There was one change. The administrative marketing fee was 5%. It was moved to 7.5%. I do believe, based on research with other tracks, that's still, if not the lowest, one of the lowest rates of the tracks in New Mexico that they charge for that fee.
Okay, thank you. Good enough. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And we move on to D, race appeals.
And honorable commissioners, Commission Law Clerk Denise Chavez is going to read the motion, which we believe the commission would like to entertain.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay,
let's move on to number 1.
in the matter of race appeal of owner Arturo Rubio Cervantes of the Zia Park Board of Stewards decision for race number 9 that ran on November 5th at Zia Park. It's my understanding that the commission would like to uphold the steward's decision to disqualify, pardon me, to disqualify the number 9 horse that drifted out into the path of the number 10 horse, impeding the number 10 horse and causing him a better placing.
I did a motion. So move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. Got a motion second. All in favor? Aye. Only the stewards. Okay, let's go on to number 2.
In the matter of race appeal of trainer Jose R. Gonzalez Jr. of the Zia Park Board of Stewards decision for race number 10 that ran on November 26th at Zia Park. It's my understanding that the commission would like to uphold the steward's decision to disqualify the number 1 horse for drifting into and intimidating the number 2 horse, costing him a better placing.
So Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington.
And a clarification on the motion is to be the number 1 drifted out.
Drifted out.
Pursuant to direction track.
Drifted in, he's drifted out. Okay. Big difference. Okay. Motion carries. We got a motion second and everyone voted. All in favor? Yes, okay. Let's move on to number 3.
In the matter of race appeal of owner Renee K. Wilson of the Zia Parks Board of Stewards decision for race number 3 that ran on December 17th at Zia Park. It's my understanding that the commission would like to uphold the steward's decision to disqualify the number 5 horse whom interfered with the number 6 horse, causing a better placing.
Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Let's go on to number 4.
In the matter of race appeal of trainer Jose I. D. Herrera of the Zia Park Board of Stewards decision for race number 3 that ran on December 17th at Zia Park. It is my understanding that the commission voted to overturn the steward's decision. The commission did not believe that the number 3 horse, that the number 3 horse was clear and did not cause the number 5 a better position.
So move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. We got a motion and second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Let's go to number 5.
In the matter of race appeal of trainer Jesus Rondan Jr. of the Zia Park Board of Stewards decision for race number 6 that ran on December 17th, 2023 at Zia Park. It is my understanding that the commission would like to uphold the steward's decision to disqualify the number 5 horse the commission found that the number 5 came out, impeding the number 6, causing the number 6 horse a better placing.
So moved, Commissioner Smith. Second? Second, Buffington. Motion second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Line number 6.
In the matter of race appeal of trainer James J. Gonzalez II of the Ruidoso Downs Board of Stewards decision for race number 9 that ran on June 17th, 2023 at Ruidoso Downs. It's my understanding that the commission would like to uphold the steward's decision to disqualify the number 3 horse from first place to 6th place for drifting out into the path of number 4, causing him to take up and lose his position in order to avoid clipping hills with the number 3. The number 4 lost his momentum from this incident and cost him a better placing.
So moved, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 7.
In the matter of race appeal of owner John Doug May for J and SM Inc. of the Ruidoso Downs Board of Stewards decision for race number 8 that ran on September 4th, 2023 at Ruidoso Downs. It's my understanding that the commission would like to uphold the steward's decision as the commission was not convinced that the number 4 caused any infraction in the race.
Also moved, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 8.
In the matter of race appeal of owner Christian A. Dominguez Olivas, excuse me, of the Sunland Park Board of Stewards decision for race number 7 that ran on February 3rd, 2024 at Zia Park. It's my understanding that the commission would like to uphold the steward's decision to disqualify the number 6 horse for breaking out into the number 7 horse, forcing him out into the horses outside, making him check up and alter course. Number 6 was disqualified from first and placed 8th behind the number 7 horse, causing interference away from the starting gate.
No more, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. Got motion and second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're going to move on to rulemaking.
Okay. Chair, of the Commission, Dan Rube with the Attorney General's Office. For this item, proposed initiation of rulemaking on subsection A of 15.2.7.10 NMAC, simulcast wagering. As you all may recall, this was part of the November hearing. There was a previous proposed change in these rules, and it is my advice to you all that we proceed a little differently and initiate a new rulemaking on this subsection A. As you all, I think, know by now, there's been a few court cases that have advised the commission to, so to speak, stay out of the horsemen's group designation business. I think, and of course, when you, it seems best if we change A completely to read either something simple as no person shall conduct or attempt to conduct interstate or interstate simulcast wagering unless in compliance with the Interstate Horse Racing Act. That's what I suggest we should initiate a rulemaking on. The current proposal has a different sort of scope, and we have to be careful that we do not, what I'm suggesting today is outside the scope of what was previously noticed. Because we have to kind of stick to what the public was given notice of. So my suggestion is that there be a motion for staff, to withdraw the previous proposed rule amendments to 15.2.710 A, and instead authorize staff to initiate a new rulemaking for 15.2.710 A, as I've just stated. So I stand for comments or questions.
And in the end, the result is the same as abolishing, right?
Right, well, what we're suggesting is that simply read that there be a comply, that the tracks comply with the State Horse Racing Act. In other words, if there's a horseman's group that needs, they have to get the approval of the horseman's group to simulcast. As per the federal law. We're just saying you have to comply. And so we get rid of what we currently have in the rules, which is that it's defined as the New Mexico Horsemen Association was previously defined as that horseman group, apparently, or at least it could be interpreted that way, which would not be proper because it's a factual inquiry as to what is the horseman group at each track at any given time. And it also, the way that this rule currently reads, the agreement is filed with the commission, and there was a provision that the commission has final decision making. And the final decision making by the commission, again, is not in compliance with the federal act, if we're interpreting it as simply trying to figure out who the horseman's group is under federal law. So the cleanest thing is to allow staff to put under new notice. I anticipate that we have a hearing on this separate issue at the April meeting. And we just simply have to read, you have to comply with the federal law.
Okay, that sounds fair enough.
Okay.
So we want a motion to adopt what you just said right now.
That's right, and then all involved with rolling.
It's all okay.
They get it some.
So move Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. Got a motion second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Rubin.
Thank you, Raymond Sanchez. Okay, then the next item is also my show. Discussion, deliberation, and voting on proposed rule changes. So as you all probably recall, we had a hearing on these rules and others back in November, correct? November, okay. Some of those, we're prioritizing, after I talked to staff, we are prioritizing some of those rules for deliberation by this body, public body today. Some of them are not in front of you today. What we have on the agenda is what we want to prioritize. It's either we need it now or it's not controversial. And so what I'd like to do is go through each of them with you. And what you have in front of you is what I am suggesting as in some cases, there's some additional language or changes that we may want, that at least my advice is to make these changes. And I'm making these suggestions based upon, as I attended the meeting as well as you all did, what I heard in the public comments. I did some further research, and of course, your staff helped me with that research, most saliently with interpreting and researching HESA requirements. So what I'm going to do is go through each of these rules. I think the most organized way to do this, let me go through each subsection. And either we'll explain, and they're in green in your package, but we're going to read them out loud so that the public can hear what we're considering, what we're suggesting to you. And I suggest that the commission deliberate on each one as we go and make a decision on each one as we go, so we get them done. And any questions? And of course, the decisions are yours. These are just my recommendations as council. Again, you're making a decision not just on what I'm suggesting here as additional changes, but on the original changes that you heard at the hearing. So what's in red there, which the public already has notice of, they know what the original notice said is of what you want, what we're proposing change. So what I'm doing now is adding a few things in many of these cases, and then you'll make a final decision on everything. But again, let's do it. I suggest we do it one subsection at a time. And fortunately, Director Trejo and Council Bustamante are here to help me because I'm sure I'm going to run out of saliva soon. All right.
I think you're right.
Okay. So let's start with F1 subsections C, M, P, and S of 15.2.1.7. These are the definitions.
Would you like me to read them?
Let's see. Well, we have I can get some of them here.
Okay,
So I don't have the color copy for me. So it's my suggestion that in C2, catastrophic injury, we have both, where it says means an equine injury, I would suggest that it be during racing or training, resulting in death or euthanasia of a horse within 72 hours of injury. Sustained during, I'm sorry, sustained. I think that better reflects the intent of the commission to encompass the risks with training as well as with racing.
Does he have this?
Okay?
I'm not talking. He should have that.
Okay.
No, no, he doesn't have.
The next suggestion. Nothing.
Yes, this one.
I do well. Yeah, I have, between, see, my version and Izzy's, I think we're okay.
Okay. You want to make sure we're on the same page?
Oh, I know, and there's a lot of pages. So the next suggestion I have to what was already proposed is in P.
yeah,
Oh, N is,
maybe.
okay. Yeah, okay, so in maiden, if you could read the additional suggestion, Richard?
Yes, honorable commissioners, the proposal is to have the definition of maiden read as follows. Maiden is a horse which shows in Equibase and RTO and Compass system as never having won a race at a recognized meeting. A maiden, comma, which has been disqualified after finishing first in a race, comma, is still a maiden.
Okay, thank you, Richard. And the other amendment we have to the definitions is in, go all the way down to the paragraph 19, the definition of purse under paragraph P.
And that reads, if adopted, purse is the total dollar amount, including but not limited to extra New Mexico Horse Breeders Association money as listed in the official daily program for which a race is contested, whether paid at the time of the race or at a future date.
So with that,
And yes,
oh, we have S.
and that's subsection 12, substitute steward. And the proposed definition would read substitute steward is a licensed or certified racing official pursuant to 60-1A-12, duly approved by the commission and appointed by the executive director or the presiding steward with the powers and duties specified by the act and these rules. So those are the four proposed changes regarding the definition section of 15.2.1.7.
In addition to the previous ones that we discussed.
Yeah, motion to approve. Yeah, motion. Second, Buffington, is that it?
And just one clarification that the motion to approve as recommended by staff.
Yes, as recommended by staff. Fine.
And that was Commissioner Smith
Yeah.
motioned and you second?
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, move on to,
Okay.
two. You can see. It means 1, 2, and 1, 1.
So, Raymond Sanchez, Maryland Commission. The next rule is 15.2.1.8. Commission, and so staff, I have no additional changes. On behalf of staff to recommend to what was originally proposed as changes.
And those changes are.
Oh, we don't need to read.
Oh, okay.
The public has those
Okay.
already, so, yeah. So if I could have any deliberations? There's no, we have nothing to add on those.
Any questions, anything? Okay, let's make a motion on this.
So move, Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. Motion and second. In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next one, subsections A and B of 15.2.1.9, due process and disciplinary action. There are a few suggestions on these. If we look down to, I believe it's page 6, under notice, 4C, if we could have either Director Trey or Council Bustamante read it as we propose it should now read.
Okay, for subsection 4C of the due process rule, the proposal is it would read, the stewards or the racing commission designee shall send the written notice of the disciplinary hearing to the person who is the subject of the hearing, either by hand delivery, certified or regular mail to the licensee's last provided address, or by email.
And the reason for this, commissioners, is, as lawyers, we always focus on the practicality of giving notice. This is a less subjective and more practical way to provide notice. And, it will lead to less legal disputes if this reading is done. That's great.
Okay, I need a motion to approve this.
So move, Commissioner Smith.
Oh, wait, hold on, we got a few more.
Finish that roll to me.
Yeah, we have a few more additions. Let's do,
7D.
we can do all at once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it is. The next thing would be under evidence, under rulings, paragraph 7 on page 7.
There it is.
Paragraph D.
And the proposal would be that it would read, the stewards or their designee shall send the written notice of the disciplinary hearing to the person who is the subject of the hearing, either by hand delivery, certified or regular mail to the licensee's last provided address, or by email.
Same reason as before. No.
Wait,
We had email. We took out email.
this is.
Let me read it. Commissioner, if I may.
Okay, go ahead.
Too
many versions.
Yeah, we don't. 7D should read, the steward or the designee shall send the ruling to the person who is the subject of the ruling, either by hand delivery, certified or regular mail to licensee's last provided address, or by email.
And that's all we read.
That's it.
That's it. Those are our additions to this particular subpart. Again. 15.2.1.9. So with those additional suggestions, of course, we stand for questions.
Anything? Well, sure. Can I get a motion to approve?
So move, Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington, motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, let's go on to 15.2.2.8.
Yes, associations, Chairman Sanchez. And on this one, we have what we went with staff's help, look at the HISA rules that have, and this initial, we proposed some rules back in November that reflect HISA rules that have not yet been approved. At this point, I recommend we do not adopt additional rules that go beyond what HISA is currently proposing. And so, if Richard, you can explain the changes. And this is, we're on E, 5, 6, and 7.
And honorable commissioners, regarding subsection 5, basically is it would just read, during a race performance, the association shall provide a first aid room equipped with at least 2 beds and other appropriate equipment, the services of at least 1 physician, nurse practitioner, or certified emergency medical technician.
Okay.
And then that additional language will be stricken. That stricken language would reads, with at least 1 person being adequately trained in diagnosing and assessing concussions. That would all be stricken. On subsection 6, The proposed language was the association shall ensure no fewer than 2 racing veterinarians are on duty at the association during all live racing. The proposal is to strike all that. On section 7, the proposal initially read, the association shall ensure that a minimum of 1 racing veterinarian shall be on duty during all training hours. And it is proposed that that be eliminated altogether as well.
We recommend that we do not adopt those changes as proposed in November, as well as paragraph 14, which was proposed to read, an association must designate on the association grounds area utilized as a helipad for emergency purposes, based on what we've heard at the hearing, and current federal regulations. We also recommend the commission not adopt that also either. Okay. Oh, one last one. We had proposed in paragraph 8 of E, where it reads, an association shall provide 2 properly equipped advanced life support ambulances. We don't see the need to add to the rule advanced life support. Ambulances is sufficient. We don't want to increase the burdens on it. It would be an unnecessary burden on the industry. We feel like the most burden as it is. Okay. So then we have, if you can see on page 2 under H, racetrack. There's a whole series of proposals we had here. And I believe we are just asking we're basically just withdrawing these amendments. Okay. So, okay, why don't we have Richard?
Okay.
We could read the rule as in its entirety as we intended.
Okay, all right. The proposal for consideration regarding H1 under racetrack, number 1 would read, the surface of a racetrack, including the cushion, subsurface, and base, must be designed, constructed, and maintained to provide for the safety of the jockeys and horses. Under subsection 2 of subsection H, the proposal is the rule would read, prior to the first race meeting at an association racetrack, a licensed surveyor shall provide to the commission a certified report of the grade and measurement of the distances to be run. Under subsection 3 of subsection H, the proposal is for the rule to read, distances to be run shall be measured from the starting line at a distance 3 feet out from the inside rail. The association shall provide the commission a soil analysis report conducted by an independent qualified individual or entity approved by the commission or its agent within 2 weeks prior to the start of live racing. The commission shall have the discretion to require the association provide additional soil analysis reports upon request. Subsection 4 of H, the proposal is it would read, the surveyor's report must be approved by the commission prior to the first race day of the meeting. And then the proposal is to delete subsections A, B, and C altogether that were initially listed under subsection 4. Under subsection 5, the proposal is that would read, an association shall provide an adequate drainage system for the racetrack, and everything else that was initially proposed would be deleted. Under subsection 6, the proposal is that it would read, an association shall provide adequate equipment and personnel to maintain the track surface in a safe training and racing condition. The association shall provide backup equipment for maintaining the track surface. All other suggested language would be deleted. And under subsection 6, the proposed subsections A and B would be deleted. Under 7, the proposal is it would read, an association that conducts races on a turf track shall maintain an adequate stockpile of growing medium, provide a system capable of adequately watering the entire turf course evenly. And everything else would be stricken. And under subsection 7, A, B, and C proposed subsections would all be deleted. Then under subsection 8 of H, it would read, Any horse that suffers a training or race-related injury shall not leave the association grounds until it has been properly documented and inspected by a state investigator or any commission appointed designee.
I believe, that's all we have as additions to what we proposed at the November rulemaking. Again, we said we want to reflect what the current federal regulations require and not to, based on what we've heard at the hearing, not to impose any additional liability potential on the industry through requirements.
Any questions or comments? Okay, I need a motion.
So no, Commissioner Smith.
A second? Second. Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Go on
you.
to 5.
Okay, and that is, flat racing officials, general provisions, 15.2.3.8.
Okay.
And so we had some suggestions on subparagraph 7 of A, appointment of substitute officials. If you can, read those changes for me, Richard.
All right. The proposal is subsection 7, appointment of substitute officials would read, where an emergency or prolonged vacancy exists among associations employed racing officials, the stewards or the association with the steward's approval shall make reasonable efforts to fill the vacancies, period. Such appointment be reported to the commission and shall be effective until the vacancies are filled in accordance with these rules.
Okay. The next suggestion we have is on page 13 under allocation of stalls, which is under C racing secretary. And again, this is my thoughts as your counsel, where it says preference may be given to stables that are balanced and consistent in Mexico greens, reds. I have a concern there that it says may. It's sort of a subjective allocation.
It should be shall, I think, shall should say.
I agree.
Yeah, we shall.
Well, my copy has as we're reading currently is may. Is it shall?
May was a proposal,
Okay.
council. I believe there was discussion at the rules hearing in which the commissioners
Okay.
were feeling that it should be a shall.
Okay, so that was another, and based on what we heard, I think that was
Yes.
my vote as well. So, that is, and then we also had a few more suggestions on this rule here. If you look at, so little paragraph F on page 14, under racing secretary, where it says the racing secretary shall not offer any races or accept entries 2-year-olds in New Mexico prior to, we suggest that be March 1st, based upon what we heard in testimony at the November hearing.
Is that when the HOHA is it right?
Yes. Yes,
That's going with a HOHA still.
right. That was what that's my understanding. Okay, next proposed additional correction under paragraph O, racing veterinarian. The proposals we have there reflected what we thought may be in this rule, but those rules are not approved yet. So we would like to, we're like to withdraw those rule proposals. Richard, if you could read, I believe it's O2.
Okay.
And O3 would be, we're proposing now not to, O3, we're recommending we withdraw.
That's correct.
And O2, if you could read that for us.
All right, under O, racing veterinarian, subsection 2, the proposal it would read, the association may employ an additional racing veterinarian in order to further ensure the safety of racing. And that would be how that entire subsection reads. And then as Mr. Rubin mentioned earlier, the proposal is subsection 3 would be deleted altogether.
Okay.
Okay. I believe that's all we have on that, on flat racing official federal provisions.
Any comments or questions or anything? Yeah, I need a motion.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Just to clarify, so did I hear right that number 3 on that section. Instead of preference may be given, should now read shall be given.
Shall be.
Preference shall be given.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Motion second, so move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buckingham, got a motion and second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next one is 15.2.4.8, claiming races. And so in addition to what we had in November. Okay, if you look at page 18. We had proposed a subparagraph 8. At this point, we don't really see the need. Based on what we heard at the hearing, and it just seems like it's not a necessary rule at this point. So we don't want to fix what they broke on that one. So our recommendation is not to include proposed paragraph 8. I believe that's all you have on that one. So if I could have, is there any discussion deliberation on that?
And then motion? We move, Commissioner Smith. Second. Second, Buckingham, motion is second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay,
The 7th,
this is 15.2.5.8, entries and nominations. One correction I would suggest, what we had in November is under B4. We want to take out the reference to email, where entries must be made either in person, in writing, on an entry blank provided by the association or by telephone call. We've had to the racing secretary, I'm concerned about email being used. There is a potential for fraud with email. People can set up email accounts and you don't know where it's coming from. My thought was take out email and staff agrees to be on that. The next correction we have, let's see, under 12, under B procedure. Richard, what's
The proposal for number 12 under B procedure would read, an entry clerk or any other person taking an entry shall include on the entry form who they took the entry from by way of either the person's name or last 4 digits of their social security number or date of birth or telephone number or New Mexico Racing Commission license number.
Changing ends or basically. So that's all we had, this is what we had in November. Any discussion?
discussion on anything? No question? Okay, need a motion? So move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buckingham, the motion second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, subsection B of 15.2.5.9, declaration and scratches. I have nothing to add to what was noticed as potential rule changes that you had not really said. So, any discussion on what you had before or a motion?
Anything on that? Open the motion, so move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buckingham, the motion second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Go to 9.
Same thing. This is 15.2.5.12. Online course is ineligible. I have no further recommendations. They've come to the hearing, not with the staff. So any deliberations or a motion?
Anything on that? Then I need a motion, so move, Commissioner Smith. Second, Buckingham, we got a motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Next section is 15.2.5.13, running of the race. There's a few suggestions on that. If we can turn to page 25. We do propose adding as paragraph little d to 7 use of riding crops. And this would be simply moved from page 9, from paragraph 9. that we are now proposing to get rid of, not but that we are now trying to ask them to withdraw. If you would read, the position of the riding crop should always be at or below helmet level of the jockey. And then what we'd like to do is our previous proposal for rulemaking, so paragraph 9, A, B, and C regarding correct uses of the riding crop. It's my thought, Commissioners, that elsewhere, what we do say in this rule elsewhere is what excessive use is and what is proper. And so it seems a bit of a logical concern to me to define both what's corrected and if I'm incorrect, I think instead of say that, well, it's not otherwise because we are incorrectly excessive would be proper. So we are recommending that we withdraw proposal for 9, A, B, and C. And that's all I have. Richard, I'm assuming.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Hold on a minute.
The Moss.
Oh, but hold on. And there was one other, I missed the March 1st meeting for the same reason as before. If you look on page 25, little C, running top shall not be used on GLO horses before March 1st is what we recommend. And again, that is, the reason for that is, when we start GLO racing. That is, okay, right. Can't remember all this. That is when the GLO starts, so it makes more sense to have that date. Okay, so with that, if I could have any more discussion or deliberation and throw a motion on the running of the race.
I have a motion.
So will Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, let's move on to 11.
Okay, 11, which is 15.2.5.14, protests, objections, and inquiries. And we have nothing to add to what was previously noticed. So, the deliberations or motion by the commission.
Any questions from any? Okay, I made a motion. Remove Commissioner Smith. Second, Buffington. I'll have a motion second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Get them?
Okay. Next item, rulemaking 15.2.6.8, veterinary practices. Again, I have nothing further to add to what was an issue in November and the staff. So,
Any questions? Anything to add? Nope. The motion?
So will Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. The motion is second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
okay, next one is 15.2.6.9, medications and prohibited substances. And on this, a few corrections. We suggest to change the language, the references to the Association of Racing Commissioners International Control of Therapeutic Medication Schedule for horses. We need that. We're asking that simply be December 2020 update, as that is the most recent version. 23.
No, that was 2020.
That's a 2020 here.
Needs to read.
Oh,
the year.
I see. Okay. Yes, so 2023. I apologize.
Then the controlled therapeutic medication schedule for horses is version 4.2.1 December 2020.
Okay. Why don't we just read that as it is intended?
Okay, all right. The proposed rule would read 15.2.6.9 medications and prohibited substances. Classification guidelines contained within the Uniform Classification Guidelines for Foreign Substances and Recommended Penalties and Model Rule, December 2023 version 17.0, and Association of Racing Commissioners International Controlled Therapeutic Medication Schedule for Horses, version 4.2.1, December 2020 update, are incorporated by reference. Any threshold therein incorporated by reference by inclusion in one of the documents above shall not supersede any threshold or restriction adopted by the commission as specified by this section.
And, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, we believe this accurately, notices what, is the most current, documentation in these cases. So the next edit we suggest is, seems to me that we go back down to, on page 32, under medication restrictions, C7. It was previously proposed on the day that the use of a nebulizer or any similar device used to administer a drug or other substance by inhalation to a horse. We want to make sure it's clear that it says to a horse is not permitted, and it would be on the day the horse is scheduled to race, because the day the horse is entered may not be relevant to this situation. Maybe what matters is the day the horse is racing. And with that, we have nothing further on this particular section. And so, any questions or comments?
Anything? I need a motion.
So move, Commissioner Smith.
A second. Second, Buffington. I've got a motion, a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next one is 15.2.6.10, testing. And on this, I have nothing further, it looks good from November.
Any questions, comments, anything from anyone? Motion?
So move, Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. Motion second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is 15.2.6.12, physical inspection of horses. And we've got nothing further on this as well. What was in November is still appears to be the proper rule, proposals, and so.
Question, no comments, any of the motion?
So move, Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington, a motion and second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Next one, as we discussed before, I think in your packet there is the simulcast one, which we dealt with in the previous agenda item. So we are on to general provisions, which is 16.47.1.8. And we had nothing, I didn't see anything further to add there as well. So if there's any deliberation or questions.
What about 15.2.7.10? That's all we took out.
Yeah, as you may recall, the simulcast one we dealt with in the previous agenda.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, we're on 15.2.6. I'm sorry, it's 16.47.1.8, general provisions, and there's nothing we have to add to that. So there's any discussion.
Anything on that? Any motion?
So move, Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington, a motion second, all in favor? Aye. Aye, all opposed? It carries.
Next is 16.47.1.10, trainers. And we have some additional suggestions here. I think we'll probably have to read it in, so it's going to take some time.
All right. Okay.
I appreciate that, Richard.
You've got it. The Honorable Commissioners, under 16.47.1.10A2, the proposal would read, the Board of Stewards may first determine whether an applicant for a license as a trainer or assistant trainer has taken an examination in another parimutuel jurisdiction prior to applying for a license in New Mexico.
And the rationale for changing that from a shall to a may is that otherwise everyone would have to be so determined by this, and that would be cumbersome and unnecessary. There is a certain amount of discretion we would have, knowing who needs to be questioned on this. Okay.
And the final sentence of that A2 would read, the Board of Stewards shall have sole discretion in which jurisdiction to reciprocate licensing. Under subsection A, small b, the proposal is for the rule to read, shall be required to pass the New Mexico Racing Commission's sanctioned written trainer's examination with a minimum score of 80% in each category, an oral interview with the Board of Stewards, and pass a demonstration of practical skills. The proposal is regarding subsection A4 is that it would read any trainer who has been the subject of a medication violation or investigation in any jurisdiction is subject to an oral examination conducted by the stewards, semicolon, a demonstration of practical skills, semicolon, or the New Mexico Racing Commission's sanctioned written trainer's examination and must pass with a minimum score of 80% in each category. Under subsection 7 of subsection A, the proposal is the rule would read, any trainer who has obtained a trainer's license in another jurisdiction but has failed to start a minimum of 5 horses in a jurisdiction that conducts pari-mutuel wagering will be required to pass an oral examination before the New Mexico Board of Stewards, a demonstration of practical skills administered by a New Mexico Racing Commission designee, and take the New Mexico Racing Commission's sanctioned written trainer's examination and must pass with a minimum score of 80% in each category.
And if I may, the reason we're suggesting it this way is demonstration of practical skills is more accurate. Puts the public on notice, whereas a barn test, we're not sure if folks really know what that is, what it is readers who aren't in the industry. And yeah, and trainer's examination is a clearer, is more precise than simply saying test.
And the proposal on subsection 8 below that essentially would read any potential trainer or assistant trainer who has started the licensing process in the state of New Mexico and obtains a trainer's or assistant trainer's license in another jurisdiction will be required to pass an oral examination before the New Mexico Board of Stewards, a demonstration of practical skills administered by a New Mexico Racing Commission designee, and take the New Mexico Racing Commission sanctioned written trainer's examination and must pass with a minimum score of 80% in each category. The proposal for subsection 9 is that it would read any trainer or assistant trainer who has passed the HISA written examination will also be required to pass an oral examination for the New Mexico Board of Stewards, a demonstration of practical skills administered by a New Mexico Racing Commission designee, and take a New Mexico Racing Commission sanctioned written trainer's examination and must pass with a minimum score of 80% in each category.
Thank you, Richard. If I may, the last correction we would suggest is we had proposed under the absolute insurer new paragraphs 4, 5, and 6. Well, there was quite a bit of public comment on that, and so on further, based on the public comments, we would like to withdraw 4, 5, and 6. And so with that, if there's any questions, comments, or deliberations on this particular rule?
Anything to mention? No questions, nothing? Okay, I need a motion.
So, Commissioner Smith.
Second, Buffington. A motion second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Next item, 15.47.1.17, human drug testing. And we have a few corrections here based upon what we heard in the public comments at the hearing. If you look, go down to paragraph C, where it references the .035 BAC. We now recommend that be 0.08. This is for non-safety sensitive positions. It did seem like, based on public comment, that the 0.35 was a bit too draconian a standard for non-safety. And so,
0.08, the state's
yeah,
threshold.
yes, that conforms with state standards in other contexts. So paragraph E, we want that where it said trainers and assistant trainers, we're simply rather have it as a title. We want it to read, there is zero tolerance for trainers and assistant trainers to be under the influence of controlled substances or alcohol or both while saddling horses in the paddock. And those are certainly safety concerns. Yes. Okay, any comments or
Comment, second? You got. Motion,
So move, Commissioner Smith.
second, Buffington, a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's go to the last one.
last one, we have 16.47.1.18, testing procedures. There were two questions, few edits on this one. If you first look on page 23 under D, alcohol testing, we had proposed paragraph 5, and based upon what we discussed in the previous section, and this is redundant at best and perhaps conflicts with it. So we would like to withdraw that proposed paragraph B5. And then on the next page, again, to be consistent with the previous rule we just discussed, we'd like that to read, if the breath test results for non-safety physician licensees show a reading of more than 0.08 of alcohol, such licenses shall be relieved of their duties for that day. And again, to be consistent with the same reason, as previously recommend changing the 0.35, closing it as 0.08. It's 0.035 to 0.08, I would rather. So that's all we have on that one. If there's any questions or comments or deliberations?
I need a motion. So move, Commissioner Smith. Got a motion, a second, Buffington, motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else?
I will prepare the concise statement, consistent with our discussions today.
Okay.
And we will get this filed with the state records and archives, and these rules will probably go into effect in the news.
Let me take a quick look, sorry.
Okay.
We need copies of each. And they'll be on our website, obviously.
Yes. And what we will do, is it okay if we post what we settled on today, we'll post immediately?
I don't,
Or we post it as soon as practical?
it's automatically tied into the registrar.
What we're doing,
When the rules are updated, they automatically go to our website.
yes.
Wednesday.
Those guys?
I do have a couple of notices. For the commission. Ms. Chapman, if you could figure out exactly now when the next publication of the registers, I'll be very impressed. It's going to start to find. There we go.
So my deadline to submit these changes will be March 28th, and they will go into effect April 9th.
So that's all we have for rulemaking. Just a couple of non-action items for the commission to be aware of. In the litigation arena, once again, on April 1st, I had a hearing in front of Judge Michael Aragon in the 4th Judicial Court. This is the case of Allison Martinez. We're not in closed session, like as we've been private things. Just letting you know, we had a TRO hearing in front of Mr. Aragon. If any of the commissioners want the link to the hearing to watch it. Dean Chavez is the attorney for this. And I will be representing the commission. And also on March 28th, there was a district court filing in the, what is also a pending administrative matter, Martinez and Hernandez. And I believe Gene Chavez is representing them as well. Jerry Waltz was assigned by risk management to represent the commission in that case. And that's on March 28th in the morning. So again, if any of you want the link to watch that, it's both of these involve appeals of going to district court to enjoin decisions by the stewards. Enjoy. There's nothing not enjoy, but enjoy. It's just so if you want to let me know and I'll send you the link. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Get educational.
Anything else, guys? That's it? Well, we're adjourned. Go. Thank you. Thank you all.
Recording stop.